여러분 안녕하세요. Welcome to Cinemarea, the land of South Korean cinema. Romantic comedies are the kind of movies I rarely talk about on this channel, because I don't like them. But since I was so impressed by the 2021 Korean movies so far, I thought I should give everything a fair try. Also, I might have had a little push by someone to do this. Thanks man, let's talk about Sweet and Sour, or 새콤달콤. The movie is based on a Japanese novel and it stars Jang Ki-yong, Chae Soo-bin, Krystal from FX, and Jae. And guess what? Kyung is also in the movie. Does this man ever sleep? He's everywhere. A young guy is at a hospital because he has hepatitis B. He meets a young and beautiful nurse there, played by Chae Soo-bin. And as unlikely as it seems at first, slowly they are getting closer to each other. Later, the young man grows into a fine young man, gets a temporary job at a company where he has to rival with Krystal's character. The rivalry turns into teamwork, and then maybe something else. I don't like romantic comedies. Let me rephrase that. I don't like most romantic comedies for a variety of reasons. But all of those reasons are absent from this movie. Sweet and Sour is just freaking fantastic. This is the kind of movie where you see the first shot and you know you're at the right place. The lighting, the colors that the movie used, the way the characters are framed, it all sets up a very playful and a very warm atmosphere. The story is broken into 3 parts, and since the first part is about falling in love, the movie almost has a dreamy vibe to it. They use a lot of sunshine, some slightly burnt out images, but it's so stylish and it's so beautiful, and honestly, this movie had me just by looking at the cinematography, which actually changes as the story leaps forward, and from then on we arrive at a much more grounded place. It's the land of the good old, grey, everyday life. And the cinematography also reflects that. Gone are the vibrant colors and the almost psychedelic mood. Normally I would hate that, but it fits the story so well and it's so appropriate, I just can't help but appreciate that. Not to mention how funny the first act is. The movie sets up this playful vibe with its cinematography, and then it creates situations where you just can't help but laugh. The humor is really cute, and I don't mean this in a bad way at all. I had some really good laughs, and again, I knew I was at the right place. The other really interesting thing is that the movie really doesn't try to set up the characters. Right from the first scene, you just get thrown into the life of these characters. The clever thing is that the movie shows them in situations where we can learn everything about them in seconds. I think there are a few sentences of exposition in this movie, maybe, and yet I never felt like I don't know these people, or I can understand them or their decisions. It's actually pretty incredible, but the really great thing about Sweet and Sour is that it's so much more than just a romantic comedy. First off, the comedy is really only present in the first act, and second, overall, this movie is about life. What I mean by that is, as life is moving along, our current relationships and the circumstances we're in, that were fine up until now, sometimes suddenly start to crack. And the question is, what to do then? Just to give you a little bit of a clearer picture. Jang Ki-yong plays the grown main character, and although we get to see him slowly falling in love with his colleague, while also having his girlfriend at home, it's really hard to judge him. It's really hard to judge anybody in this movie, because you either have to judge everybody or nobody. Either everybody's wrong here, or no one is. Actually, what this is just life's in motion. The movie has so much to say about our relationships in life and how hard it is to end something, either because of the time we've invested in something, or because of the emotional attachment that comes with being with someone for a very long time. That in itself is a double-edged sword, right? Because you know everything about the other, and it's comfortable, but also little things that seem insignificant in the beginning might start to irritate you after a while. But the movie also focuses on just how people live in general. The main character has to work a lot, his girlfriend also, and after a while it's really hard for them to even see each other. And I mean, isn't it like this for all of us? I actually loved the fact that the movie showed so much of people's everyday struggles, like being constantly stuck in traffic, getting home so tired that you just want to jump right into bed, being barely able to wake up to the alarm clock. These are small little things, but doing them every day, it's soul crushing. And we all do that. And all these little things are slowly eating away our souls, and it's really easy not to see things clearly when you're constantly tired. This movie focuses on everyday people, and everyday people are tired. I'm tired. You're tired. When you're tired, you can't think straight. I know I can't. So this movie is a really sad, but also a very true reflection on people's lives today. There is not a single bad character here. I didn't hate anybody, quite the opposite. I wanted everybody to be happy. The characters in this movie are all great people, it's just that change is inevitable. And if that wasn't enough, the 3 main actors were absolutely incredible. I mean, Krystal from FX, I saw her in a series called Search. I didn't even review it because it was just so I mean, she was okay there, but here, I loved her. She was very competitive, but also very likable, and I was very surprised how much I enjoyed her performance. But the other 2 were great too. They made their characters so likable and so human, you really can't blame them, despite you can see their flaws. Oh, and Kyung plays a really interesting character. I think he symbolizes something rather than being an actual person. Call him conscience, fate, your heart. It's open to interpretation. Now with that said, sometimes I found the movie a bit too slow. If I said I enjoyed each and every scene, I'd be lying, though I did enjoy most of them. But I was like, okay, this movie is about 84-85%. And then, just like with a recent movie called Recalled, the ending happened. There is a twist in a romantic comedy. And it's freaking fantastic. This is the second Korean movie of 2021 after Recalled, where the storytelling is just so utterly brilliant that you're looking back at the movie and you're like, holy crap! I mean, the novel this movie is based on must be fantastic, but I cannot even imagine how it was done in the book, because the ending of this movie basically just begs for visual presentation. The last few minutes of this movie are just... This is not a romantic comedy, okay? This is a movie. You know what I mean? A movie. With capital letters. So since I gave Recall 90%, I think I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna give Sweet and Sour 90%. This is a much, much smarter movie than you think. Not only is it heartwarming, it's also thought-provoking. I mean, it makes you reflect on your own life and whether you are living the way you should live. 완전 대단해요. 여러분, 오늘은 여기까지만 해요. 영상 봐주셔서 감사합니다. 이 영상 좋아하면 구독해주세요. See you very soon. 다음 시간에 만나요, 여러분. 안녕히 계세요. Bye!